Today we're heading back to Moonrise to take the fight to Ketheric, but first, Glory just wants to quickly check in with Arabella since we probably won't see her afterwards. And also, I just forgot in the last episode.
If Bowman says I'll be alright, I'll be alright. I wish it was different. I wish Mum and Pops was here.
You've been so strong. They'd be so proud of you.
I don't feel so strong. Or anything, really. Just tired. I guess I can take care of myself. I mean, I've gotten this far.
And with that done, we are ready to head out.
There you are. What's happening out there? Who was that streaking across the sky?
Whomever she is, she's got a serious bone to pick with Ketheric.
She can join the club. Jaheira and every fighting body in this place have gone to Moonrise Towers to face Ketheric down. She's waiting for you there. End this. Now. We're all counting on you.
No pressure.
Unshackled from shadows, she will rise in moonlit glory and carve a path of brightness to the accursed one's second death. So saith the wise Alondo. That beacon of angelic wrath has taken the fight to Ketheric on the rooftop, and the first line of defense are dead. But storming the tower won't be easy, and if we wait too long, Ketheric will gather his strength and retaliate. For now, though, he's on the back foot for the first time since he returned from the grave. This is it. The spearhead moment. You brought us this far. So how shall we proceed?
We move in and secure the ground floor first. Cut off all exits.
A sound strategy. Once it's done, me and my Harpers will hold the ground floor while you hunt down the General himself. Floric left some of her flaming fist. They'll scout the prisons and the barracks below to ensure we're not taken by surprise. Say the word, and we're off.
Actually, I'd rather you join my party, Jaheira.
I'm touched, but I'm already spoken for.
Ketheric is a formidable foe. I have need of a formidable ally.
Very well. Side by side we'll stand, as we'll rip true souls from a false god. As good a prophecy as any. At the ready, Harpers! In this light, there will be victory. In this light, we will avenge the fallen! The time has come. Ketheric will taste of death at last.
With Jaheira to lead us, and you bringing light to the shadows, we might just have a chance.
You dare show yourself here after all you've done? You have betrayed me, you have betrayed General Thorm, you have betrayed our god! And for what? These Harpers. Moonrise will be their tomb, and in death, you will all serve the Absolute.
Not likely. We'll make quick work of this crew and then head up to Ketheric.
What have you done? What have you done to me?
You did this to yourself.
A pawn cannot lecture the chosen of the gods. You serve the Absolute. You serve me. Bow, you dog. Bow! The prism. You've had it all this time, you worm. You will bow before me. And if you will not bow, you will break. You.
How good it is to see you again, Ketheric. At last you found a godmaster that suits you, it seems.
Halen, the thief. You stole Isabel from me, and now you think you'll take my life in the bargain?
You dare to speak her name. After your crimes innumerable, you would evoke her before me!
Enough! This ends here and now. At last.
He will crumble at the power of your touch. Give him all you have. The gods fight at our side!
Enough. My lord beckons me. You must return to your prison, and my daughter must be reclaimed.
Your daughter? Isabel?
You will fall as sure as she. This has only begun.
That tentacle was colossal. How can such a thing be possible?
That thing came from below. We need to find out where it took Ketheric.
Shit. It isn't over. Ketheric Thorm still lives.
Thorm's on the run. Quickly, we must follow.
My energy, Wayne.
This isn't over yet. We need to pursue Ketheric Thorm.
The General will call that a tactical retreat, I'm sure. But you have him on the run. That thing he summoned was Illithid. Follow it below and find him, before he has a chance to subdue the Night Song again.
I can handle this. Don't worry.
I don't doubt it. But I'd come with you, if you'll have me.
Do you know what to expect when we find him?
Theory and supposition, none of which will help us in the fight to come. Ketheric must die, and the Absolute with him. We will work out the details as they rear their ugly heads.
All right. Join me then.
You have numbers enough already, I think. You'll want a small force, if you are to finish this quickly.
Lae'zel did just say her energy is waning.
Until later, then.
At your command.
We'll get Jaheira leveled up and then jump on in.
The hole yawns back at you, impossibly wide. A single tentacle burrowed through stone.
This is an Illithid colony. against the tadpoles. We're close to the source of the infections.
I wager that devil I meant to rescue somewhere near.
Your father, too, if our fortunes are so kind.
We're in decidedly unfamiliar territory now. Keep up the pressure and stay alert. We need to find Thorm.
If you feel you are being watched, take comfort. That is only because you are. The colony knows we are here. Already I can hear the whispers.
What whispers? Are you well?
Just sweet nothings for now. It tests me. Wants to know why I do not carry a tadpole. As you do. A colony is a sentience, comprised of the collective. For anything outside of that collective, assimilation or annihilation. If it tries to dominate me, turn me against you, well, I have seen you fight. I'm sure you'll be fine.
No will sparks behind his eyes. His mind has been hollowed out to better echo the commands of the collective. You could kill it, end its miserable life of enslavement. Surely that would be the humane thing to do. You could take advantage of its vulnerability and plunder what's left of its hollow mind for anything that could serve you.
What did you do to these people?
Chop, chop. Help them. Become.
Become what?
Part of one mind. 4 little feet. Dancing. To same song.
With a lurch, you realize he means the intellect devourers. Here, the brains are harvested, made part of the hive mind.
But there is one. Little kitty. Dances. To another song. Same song. As you?
Where can I find this little kitty?
Locked up. Bad kitty. Thinks it is. Other. No! No touch! It is wrong. Other.
You're right. It is other. So let me take it away.
You sing wrong song too. In wrong voice. Sing other song together then. But away from here.
We are free! Thank you, friend.
This stuffed bear would be Glory's last sign that this is all unnatural and awful, but I don't know if killing him breaks her oath. So, Wyll, will you help us out?
At the ready.
Bring death. Lashes. Balthazar let one of his walking carcasses lapse from his control. Let's ferry them back. Wait! By the Bone Lord. It's you. I thought I'd never see you again. I wanted to keep you for myself, but they shipped you away.
Who was I to you when I was here? Before I was infected?
You talk! And you are aware? How is that possible? Oh, but what an arresting voice you have. You're not supposed to be here, Special One. That's not right. But I don't want to damage you. You were my very first, after all. I learned everything about the parasites from you. I remember finding you close to death. Beaten black and blue on the floor of this sanctum. It must have been a few hours after the tadpole was placed in your skull. How you got here was a total mystery. But I stitched you up just enough to keep you alive, then placed you within your crib. I kept you as mine until you were needed by our superiors. We had such a close bond. I opened you up endlessly with my scalpels and got lost in your insides.
This is where I was left? After someone infected me?
I was not behind it. I do not know. But whoever did it, I'm so glad they left you here for me. Truthfully, I'm not surprised to see you found your way back here all by yourself. I always knew you were clever. But as special as you are, you shouldn't be swanning around here, acting as if free will is yours again. We're going to kill you, sweet one. But I promise I will stay with you afterwards. Lashes, bring this one back to my table. And prepare my knives for a long night of experiments.
She is but the hack doctor who half pieced you together after whatever caused your head to get in this mess. Someone else must have attacked you in the midst of whatever you were doing down here. This necromancer was a grunt in the scheme of the horrors enacted against you. That attacker is the source.
Ponder why you were down here before.
You were no Merkel cultist, that much is sure. You sense in your soul you were something far greater.
Mizora, you're Zariel's asset.
My dumb little stinker. Took you long enough. Now, by Grazit's cock, get me out of this thing!
I'll do it, and you'll set me free. That was the deal.
Yeah. So, get to it already.
The controls are open to your tadpole's command, to your authority. You decipher the symbol. It's an Illithid sigil, meaning unleash.
You did all right, Wyll. I'd give your belly a good rub, but never could stand the smell.
You're free, Mizora. I held up my end, now you hold up yours. Sever the pact.
Clause Z, Section 13. If the Soulbinder consents to separation, she will release the Soulbearer from all obligation within 6 months.
6 months? Gods damn you!
Ignorant thing. It's always the terms and conditions that get you.
Sever the pact now, devil, or I'll sever your head.
Not going to happen, but I do like your spunk. Now, you've got business in the towers to take care of.
Don't you fret. I'll find you soon enough. You're going to need me. Count on it. Oh, and go ahead. Tell your chums how we met. It's a real cracker of a tale. Ta-ta.
Zariel's asset was none other than Mizora herself. Of course. Tricks on top of tricks on top of tricks. But I've only got 6 months before I'm made a free man. Thanks be to the Triad. No, scratch that. Thanks be to you.
Mizora said you can talk about your pact in exile. I'd like to know the whole truth.
First, we kill Ketheric Thorm. Then, I'll tell you everything you want to know. What else is on your mind?
You're right. We'll talk later.
I had no wish to lose Wyll, but my, it would have been nice to flush her into the colony's flesh pit.
You'd think I'd have more sympathy for someone trapped in a pod, but perhaps we should have left Mizora where we found her.
This pod has a different air to its chitinous cavern. Dust and dirt are gathered on the inside. It's broken beyond repair, seemingly by a blunt impact, as if whoever was inside threw themselves against it in an effort to break out. Your brain hurls an image towards you, your own head, blood gushing down in front of your eyes.
Try to discern how long this pod has been empty.
The blood inside has not started to rot. There is a fresh hint to it. Perhaps even this very pod was your prison. Where were you first captured? It's impossible to remember.
Zevlor.
You remember the shattered windows of Alteral's High Cathedral, the burning black sky of Avernus beyond. In its horror, the blood war unites you. Tiefling, dwarf, and elf alike huddle behind the shields of your paladin order, waiting for salvation. But when it comes, disunit, the returned city casts your people out, the devils who dragged them down to hell. In the end, it is not your paladin oath that is broken. It is your faith itself. Your tadpole forms a telepathic connection with the device, and a chorus of static energy fills your mind. Every mind flayer in the room calls out hungrily from its pod, seeking release and sustenance. But there are others in the pods, those not yet infected, not yet illithid, terrified, desperate to escape. The device is open to your tadpole's command, to your authority.
Hells. I didn't think I was going to make it. Thank you. The Blade of Frontiers. The savior I needed, if not the one I deserved. I owe you an explanation. Much more than that. But first, please, the others, the ambush. Tell me they survived.
You abandoned them. Do you really think you have the right to ask?
I do not. But if you know what happened, well, you deserve to know all of it. We were ambushed by cultists, yes. And then I heard her, their false god, whispering promises in my mind. I would be a paladin again, with a god's purpose, a god's power. Everything I needed to protect my people. And all the while, the cult tortured them. They fought and ran and died around me, while I imagined myself their savior. By the time I regained my senses, it was too late. I did not just surrender to the Absolute. For a moment, I welcomed it.
Oh. Well, it sounds like you were being enthralled. That's not your fault.
It would be nice to think so, but whatever these monsters twist us into, I believe it begins in us. I won't make excuses. I can't make amends. But I know something of what you came to do. I want to help, if you'll let me. Ketheric is below. He thinks you're no longer a menace. Descend and show him how wrong he is. If there are any more survivors to be found, I'll find them and lead them out of this place.
Yes, find our people. They need you.
They have you. Go, my friend. Please, let me do this much.
I don't know how to thank you. I thought I was done for. This is a bleeding shit show. Half my squad's dead, the other half sporting tentacles. We came here to rescue Duke Ravengard. But we didn't stand a chance.
Did you see the Duke?
Yeah. He was in one of the pods. The cultists took him away. He was still human, and still trying to put up a fight.
What a stench. I'm beginning to think I should have stayed in that pod. In there it only smelled like me. Is there any news about Duke Ravengard? Did he get out alive? No. Tell by your expression. Gonna have to fall on my sword, aren't I?
Hells. I didn't think I was going to make it. Thank you. Finish what you came here to do. I dare say you've done enough for me.
No longer a background murmur. The presence in your mind builds to a roar.
We found it. The Absolute is behind this door.
You said it was under control. It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
Oh, the general voice. Is this where we salute?
Salute, yes. With cleavers through his blood-starved flesh. How it crawls with failure, like flies on lick-wet carrion.
You forget yourself, Orin. I have played my part.
You've built an army for our masters, true enough. But what of the astral prison? A rogue true soul flaunting it under your nose all this time, and you ran from her.
Sure that they would follow and deliver it into my hands here. If you would cease these distractions.
The distractions have been yours, Ketheric. Perhaps we never should have dug your daughter up. So you haven't lost your edge. But you're still not as sharp as Orin, I wager. The Slayer against the Undying One. That'd be fun to see.
His crypt breath sings to my sinews. Again, 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 again. But he must lead the murder march to Baldur's grave.
If the weapon is truly in your grasp, Ketheric, might I suggest closing your fist Orin and I can wait for you no longer. The plan proceeds. We're going to the city, and we expect you to follow. Army and the weapon in tow.
The Edict of Bane.
The Lash of Thorm!
Testament of Merkel!
An elder brain. One of the cruelest and most powerful creatures in existence. Enslaved by mere mortals.
There we are. It wouldn't do to fight in front of our guest. Behold, Duke Ravengard. The Absolute.
Whom preserve us?
You wag your word flap in vain, Alderling. Once the worm holds the whip, your shredded flesh will serve us.
Shit, no! Father!
Now, it's really time we were going. We will empty this place and begin the march. You may catch up with the army once you've retrieved the weapon. And Ketheric, do try not to sulk. You're supposed to be the fearsome general come to conquer the city. And I am the hero who will save it.
It is time, faithful ones. March on Baldur's Gate. We go to prepare the way